how Russiagate got started. And we know that it was all a lie started by the Hillary Clinton campaign. That the Hillary Clinton campaign realized she was in trouble because of her email scandal, which had broken in 2015 in the wake of Benghazi. We found these emails of hers that were weird, and people were like, what server was that on, and so on. And it created a problem for her all the way up to Election Day 2016.
But I could see them and hear them in my ear, and they said, Tulsi Gabbard, you're coming out and criticizing Hillary Clinton and her foreign policy record. Aren't you afraid of what she'll do to you? He asked me this on live television on MSNBC. And you're laughing. I laughed too. I was like, no, I am not afraid of what Hillary Clinton can do to me.
Megyn Kelly and Tulsi Gabbard stepping up to roast Hillary. Clinton is like unleashing a tag team of razor-sharp tongues and relentless truths against a political heavyweight who thought she had already weathered every storm. From campaign missteps, 2 decades of tangled controversies, they leave no stone unturned and no excuse untouched. Hillary's carefully polished image shatters under the weight of their precision strikes, exposing contradictions, scandals, and strategic blunders that shadowed her career and kept her from seizing the throne she so desperately sought. This isn't just criticism, it's a full-scale dismantling, delivered with biting wit, relentless honesty, and unfiltered firepower that cuts deeper than any headline.
Clinton, of course, is the original election denier. I'm sure you voted for her in 2016.
Well, she's not an election denier.
She absolutely was the OG election denier.
First of all, she came out before the sun had risen to concede the election to Trump.
And then spent the next 4 years saying he was illegitimate. He was an illegitimate president.
Okay, well, first of all, she didn't say he was an illegitimate.
Yes, she did.
You tell me exactly what she said.
She said those exact words repeatedly.
They are using the same old tactic that the deep state's propaganda arm in the media uses. Whenever they come across something that is true and that doesn't go along with whatever their narrative is that they're trying to shove down the throats of the American people, they first usually ignore it, as they did when I first released these documents.
If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for more unfiltered political truth. Megyn Kelly's razor-sharp commentary slices through the glossy facade of establishment politics, exposing Hillary Clinton's long struggle to connect with everyday voters despite decades of dominance in the spotlight. Kelly peels back the carefully rehearsed speeches, staged photo-ops, and manufactured empathy to reveal a politician far more concerned with optics, power, and control than genuine substance or accountability. With biting wit and relentless precision, Kelly mocks Hillary's endless attempts to reinvent and rebrand herself, transforming every polished campaign slogan into a punchline about missed opportunities, strategic blunders, misplaced priorities, and political miscalculations that history will not soon forgive or forget.
Stole his first term as president. These absolute liars who run around trying to act like they're the protectors of democracy completely ruined it, tried to undermine it at every turn and at the highest levels with lies, with out-and-out lies that were really serious, and changed foreign policy and changed the course of history in this country in Trump's presidency. And there must be accountability. There has to be actual criminal accountability for those who lied. And I can't wait to see this administration.
Tulsi Gabbard offers a distinctive insider's perspective, meticulously dismantling Hillary's foreign policy legacy with surgical precision. From controversial decisions in the Middle East to close relationships with influential elites, Tulsi uncovers a record fraught with contradictions, ethical compromises, and hidden agendas. Her pointed critique highlights how Hillary's policies frequently conflicted with the values she publicly promoted, revealing a politician seemingly more focused on consolidating power than advancing genuine progress or serving the public interest.
The fact that all of these pieces fit quite seamlessly together, creating a very clear timeline that shifted from before the election, the intelligence community almost uniformly saying essentially that Russia is trying to sow discord in the US election, but has no preference for one candidate over another. And then all of a sudden, Trump wins the election, surprising many people, both here and abroad, as we've learned in later documents that we've reviewed, that throughout that campaign, Russia believed that Hillary Clinton would win.
Together, Megyn Kelly and Tulsi deliver a searing takedown, exposing the deep cracks in Hillary's armor. From scandals and gaffes to her repeated inability to inspire genuine trust, their combined voices dismantle the myth of Hillary Clinton. Her political career emerges as defined less by achievement and more by controversy, missteps, and missed opportunities. This relentless roast leaves no room for spin, excuses, or apologies, offering a blunt and candid reckoning with a figure who once seemed untouchable but now stands fully exposed and vulnerable.
And our audience knows this, and you guys, but just for the record, let's play SOT 10.
I do think that he knows that he's an illegitimate president. I believe he knows he's an illegitimate president. He knows that there were a bunch of different reasons why the election turned out the way it did. And as I've been telling candidates who have come to see me, you can run the best campaign, you can even become the nominee, and you can have the election stolen from you.
We're trying to tell the American people the truth and expose these people, many of whom you just showed, for who they are as the propaganda arm of the deep state, which would have no power and no influence if they weren't able to feed their lies into a willing spokesperson through the propaganda media.
Hillary Clinton's political career has been a spectacle of contradictions, a roller coaster ride filled with high expectations and crushing disappointments. Tulsi Gabbard don't just point to her missteps, they spotlight the disconnect between the carefully crafted public image and the often messy reality behind the scenes. It's the story of a politician who mastered the art of staying in the spotlight but struggled to win the hearts of the people she claimed to represent.
So what is so concerning about what Hillary Clinton is doing here is she is not only calling me a traitor, she is not only trying to smear my character, she's sending a warning out to every veteran, every single American, anyone who stands up against the warmongering foreign policies that really are her legacy, that have been so destructive and costly to my brothers and sisters in uniform.
Hillary Clinton's political career has been a spectacle of contradictions, a roller coaster ride of soaring expectations and crushing disappointments. Tulsi Gabbard doesn't merely highlight her missteps, she exposes the stark disconnect between Hillary's carefully crafted public persona and the often messy, chaotic reality behind the scenes. It's the story of a politician who mastered the art of staying in the spotlight, yet repeatedly struggled to genuinely win the trust and hearts of the people she claimed to represent.
And as she got closer to Election Day, she decided to concoct two lies about Donald Trump to distract from her email scandal. She got the Steele dossier through this Fusion GPS company that her campaign paid, and she got this group CrowdStrike, which was the one responsible for the hack into that. That's the one that said that the Russians hacked the DNC email.
Kelly's critique zeroes in on Hillary's communication style, polished yet hollow, rehearsed yet lacking authenticity. She vividly portrays a politician whose words often seem scripted, delivered as if from a teleprompter crafted to charm focus groups rather than forge genuine connection. Kelly's sharp observations expose how Hillary's campaign speeches, filled with lofty promises and grand visions, frequently rang hollow to voters weary of political doublespeak. This wasn't a leader energizing a movement, it was a politician, clinging to relevance in a rapidly shifting political landscape. Meanwhile, Tulsi Gabbard's insider perspective adds a powerful new dimension. She meticulously dissects Hillary's foreign policy record, analyzing controversies from Libya's destabilization to Syria's chaos, showing how these decisions often had devastating consequences far from the campaign trail. Tulsi highlights a pattern of interventionist policies that directly contradicted the ideals of peace and diplomacy Hillary claimed to uphold. Together, Kelly and Gabbard reveal a juggling act that only deepened voter mistrust, piercing through the carefully managed political facade and exposing the reality behind the image.